Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Kiran and Dharmesh, and we've been full-time slow traveling since 2023. And we spent the last 2 years going across 4 continents and a variable amount of climates, from cold to hot. We've seen it all. And over the last little bit, we've kind of figured out what works for us and what doesn't. And we're going to hopefully be able to help you out with that.
Yeah. So essentially, in this video, we're going to show you what we're packing and the gear that we're taking on the road, what and how we're packing actually. So we hope that this is helpful for you, whether you're heading out for a short trip or if you're planning something longer. We're going to walk you through all of the gear that we carry, how we pack it, and what we pack. And we've also picked up some packing strategies along the way that we're hoping that will make our life simpler and lighter, and certainly might be useful to you. And as Dom said, packing for a life of full-time travel can be overwhelming. We certainly were overwhelmed when we started. And, we hope that by keeping it light, we don't sacrifice comfort or practicality. And we've really thought a lot about this over the last 2 years. And being slow travelers, what we're prioritizing is comfort, versatility, and quality over quantity. So you're going to see us packing a lot less. And every item that we have, we really thought about it, and it needed to earn its place. And we also aim to do a carry-on only luggage. We want to try to avoid check-in as much as possible. And we don't stress over perfection. We're not looking for those Instagram perfect shots where we have different outfits. And for us, it's always all about balance.
All right, let's start with where we began this entire journey with. We actually left, as we were new to this, we left with 2 check-in bags, 2 carry-ons, and 2 backpacks. So it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And as we've gone, we've kind of downsized and downsized. And this is what this video is going to be about, in the sense that we're making another change. We are going to be going from what we currently use, which are I carry a backpack and a roller carry-on, and Kiran does the same. And we're going to be changing to backpacks and a day bag. That is it. So we're downsizing a fair bit.
Yeah. And the bags that we're going to be switching to are new to us. So in the future, we will do another video once we've been on the road for a number of months. We can review the pros and cons of switching to this type of bags. And one of the main reasons we switched wasn't so much the weight. I mean, we needed to reduce weight for sure. But also we realized that when we were traveling through Europe in particular, you're going onto trains, you're going into a lot of the accommodations that don't have elevators. And then for me, just carrying that carry-on up and down the train steps was challenging. And then we also found, like, a lot of places with subways or underground trains, you don't always have escalators or even elevators. We had to carry the bags, and I was really struggling with them. So I think our philosophy moving forward was going to be try to keep everything on our backs versus rolling them.
Yeah.
And then if you've traveled in Europe, you also know a lot of the paths of cobblestone.
That's correct.
I think I was getting a bit annoyed with the noises of the backpacks on the cobblestone. So without further ado, let's get into our packing cases.
Well, let's also mention, we're not sponsored, but we should say the bags that we have chosen to go with are the Osprey, Fairpoint, and Fairview. And like I said, Karen, I mentioned, we'll do a full review on those once we've had a chance to sort of get used to them, see how they are. But so far, we'll let you know what's going on with packing-wise today. So before we start getting into the actual bags and what's there, we wanted to give a quick shout-out to Unbound Merino. They were so kind to send us a few of their clothing items to try out. Now, they sent us, and we received these items from them, so we will be testing these. We haven't had a chance to test them out just as yet, but we are very impressed by the quality. We've done and dealt with merino wool itself before, as we've mentioned, so we know and what it's going to be for us, and the additional ability to be able to travel with less items that will be lasting longer. So that's definitely something that makes it a game changer for us.
All right, so let's talk about merino wool benefits. So they are odor resistant, it's wrinkle free, it's quick drying, it regulates body temperature, extremely lightweight and packable, and it's antibacterial. All right, now that we have our merino hoodies on and our nice pants, what stands out with Unbound Merino is that they really emphasize high quality minimalist design, and their clothes don't necessarily scream travel gear. So you can really wear this, for multiple uses. And our first impressions are the fabric feels super soft and the construction's solid, and we're really looking forward to testing this on the road. And what I really like is that the style is clean and timeless. So you can wear the clothing when you're out hiking or hanging out at a cafe, and then you can go off to dinner with the same clothing. And it's really designed specifically with travelers in mind. There's minimal branding, there's no big logos, it's classic high quality essentials. So we know we're going to be putting this through really tough wear and test it over the next few months. But if you're looking at building a minimalist wardrobe, we would say for long-term travel especially, definitely check them out.
Oh, definitely check them out. And we also should mention, of course, that we were gifted these items from Unbound Merino, so we truly appreciate and thank them for that. And we're going to definitely put them through the test and ringer, and we'll be honest about our review with them. So definitely look out for that. Just also at the same point, we'll have a link at the bottom in the comments area there. Sorry, in the description section, sort of an affiliate link. If you are looking at trying to look at these items or any of the Unbound Merino items, please use our link, and it won't cost you anything extra. So it's a great way to support us and keep us going, traveling full time. And if you have any other questions or anything about these items, feel free to contact us as well. We have no problem with that. All right, it's time to start going through the bags now. So I'll go first, and just to give you a visual, this here is our my new 40-liter Osprey backpack, and then this is the 15-liter day pack that I'll be using as my personal bag. We'll start first with the full 40-liter bag. So let me get to this and open it up for you. It's got these nice compressions straps here, and it's in the clamshell, so that works out really good for us. All right, as you can see, this is how it is packed. I've got my cap for one item, and then it comes with these straps to keep everything nice and tight and secured, so that's good. So we'll just undo those. And the things on top. Okay, so this is what I've got. Got my umbrella. Don't want to get caught in these tropical countries without an umbrella, so we always have this mini umbrella with us. Here, little pouch that we carry our streaming device. So in this case, it's our Fire Stick, and we always travel with two. So we've got one as a backup just in case I need to see my shows and watch my movies and things like that. So I need to have that so we can stream our media. And then our next bag I've got is a handy little clear bag that holds basically all the little electronical items, the camera, trackpads, the little magnetic device, can you speak anymore, to hold the camera itself, and a little extra flashlight, plus my charging cable charging device I use for my haircuts. I trim and cut my own hair, so definitely need that to charge. And then in this bag, it's just a miscellaneous bag. We found that going through different Airbnbs, these little clips have come in real handy for closing up bags and little snacks and things like that. So we keep a little stash of those along with some Post-its and things and pens. So that's our miscellaneous there. Traveling the world, you need your adapters, so our converters. We need these. We're traveling from country to country. Definitely need them. We've got two types. Actually, the Hayes one is one that we had before we started traveling. We will be replacing this with this one here that Kiran had sourced out on, I think she purchased from Amazon. So it's come in real handy because it's actually got some extra USB and USB-C ports. So we'll be getting a second one of these and replacing the Hayes with it. So definitely items that we need. Next, a little tripod. So I keep this handy for any videoing or audio stuff that we need to do and need the small tripod. So that's not a problem. Now, let's go into the actual cubes. We like to use cubes to keep everything organized and separated. We'll start with this pouch here. So this one here, I've actually got my t-shirts in. Now let's count and see how many t-shirts I'm actually traveling with. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the one I'm wearing. So that's 7 t-shirts that I travel with. I've got 2, 3 that are sports shirts, and then I've got some merino t-shirts as well that really come in handy. Okay, so that's 7 of the t-shirts. Next is another small pouch that I use, and in here we've got actually a fairly good-sized towel that we use, multi-purpose. We use it around the pool, we've used it in beaches, so it comes in very handy, and it dries quick and folds down very small and flat. And then there's a small face kind of hand towel as well. The same came as a set. So those are for our towels when we need them. Now I've got my socks, which I carry 7 pairs of socks with me as well. And I've got 1 cloth belt that I use. Now this comes in handy for my shorts and for my dressier pants. So definitely worthwhile having around. And then I carry also 7 pairs of undergarments, so my underwear for the week. And that's it for that bag. We'll go into my largest bag. What I like to carry in here, we've got 2 short sleeve shirts. I don't like the long sleeve shirts, so for a lot of the tropical weathers and places, I find that the short sleeves are better. So these are for more formal outings. So I keep 2 of those. I've got my pajamas. So I keep 1 pair of my pajamas for lounging around. Then I've got my shorts. So I've got 1 pair of casual Nike shorts that I keep for just lounging around the house, or if I'm going out to do a bit of exercising. Need a pair of swim trunks and a pair of my casual shorts as well. So I've got 2 pairs of shorts plus 1 swim trunk, if anybody's keeping track. And then I've got 2 of, let me grab them here. I've got 2 jogger pants. These are actually my Lulu pants. I find them very comfy and useful on the road. And then I've got 1 more sort of the dressy pair of shorts. So that gets added to my shorts pile. And then we keep 1 layer of thermal leggings. This is for when we've hit colder climates. As we've mentioned, we got to pack for all seasons. So that's come in very handy when we've reached Europe and things like that. That's everything that was in here. Also, remembering that I also have the pants on that I'm wearing. So that's another pair. That's my 1 pair of dressier pants with the 2 joggers. And then the final thing in here are my flip-flops. I keep a pair of flip-flops for when we hit beach areas and things like that. Don't want to get the sneakers all sanded and dirtied up or wet. So these come in very handy. And that is everything that is in my main big pouch that we travel with. So quite a bit of stuff fit into there nice and neat, as you see. It looks like a lot when you spread it out, but with these cubes, it fits in really nice and comfy. Let's move on to the day pack. Now, because we're traveling, we can't keep the liquids and our electronics and things like that in there just in the off chance that it does get checked in. So this day pack we're going to be trying out. It's fairly compact, it's nice, and we'll test it out and let you know how it works. It has 2 main compartments, one up on the top here where it's nice and convenient, where passport and important information we keep in here, so it's easy to access when you're going through the airport. So that comes in handy. And then in the main compartment, we've got our sling that we use. So we keep it in here when we're traveling, and of course when we're not, it's out and we use it just over our shoulders. So from there, I have a pouch with all my medications. These aren't all my medications. These are also some of the meds that we travel with, any of the Pepto-Bismol or any of the other concerns, afterbite and things like that. So we've got a pouch for that. We've got the Digi microphone carrying case that we're using. And then I've got just a small little Ziploc bag that we use for toiletry. We used to use the actual plastic sort of containers. Kiran will pass it to me there. Here we go. We used to use one of these, which we found for us didn't work as well because it was just a little stiff and it was not as easy, pliable to put into our bag. So we've decided we've moved into the actual just Ziploc bags. No one's, knock on wood as far as yet, has given us any issues with that. And then I've also got another bag here with all my little electronics, cables, basically extra batteries, anything that I can't pack or check in to a check-in goes in here. So plus I've also got my, as I mentioned, my little hair trimmer and toothbrush, electric toothbrush and things like that. So that goes into this pouch here, and then that stays nice and neat, all easy, convenient to go. Then what else is left in here? Oh, yep. We've been traveling with a deck of Uno cards. So on those, when we're stuck at the airport or we've got some places that we've got to kill time, if we've missed a train or something, we can always pull out the deck of Uno cards and keep ourselves busy. And then one last other item I keep in here is just this pouch here. And this holds all the important documents or anything that we've got, any of my medical records or anything that we need to carry with us. And that's basically everything that's in this bag. It also comes with pouches out here. So I tend to keep my water bottle that we carry with us. And on this side, just some tissues and some hand sanitizer. And that is everything that I have in my bags.
All right, so it's my turn now to show you what's in my backpack. So we have the same one. I've also got the Osprey 55 liter, and the female version is called, let's see, Fairview 55. So the main pack is 40 liters, and then the day pack is 15 liters, as Drum said. And we did quite like the setup because then we could carry the day pack once we arrive to the location when we're getting around for the day. Also, like when we need to go grocery shopping and stuff, we can carry this. So let's review what's in my main pack. Hopefully I have less than Drum. Let's see. Now, as Drum mentioned, these compress down, so that's really nice. And the other feature we should show you is they do zip up if we need to check these in. We can easily check them in as well. And when you're ready to carry them as a backpack, you can unzip this pouch and carry them as a backpack. So here we go. Let's open it up. As Drum said, these are nice, and this is why one of the reasons why we liked it was the Osprey bags clamshell, so it opens wide, which makes it easier for packing. So, oh geez, right off the bat, maybe I do have more than Drum does. So this is what my bag looks like. As Drum mentioned, these are all compressionable. So once you pack, you can really cinch it down. And let's open up and see what's in my packs. So, as Drum mentioned, we do like our compression cubes. We don't necessarily keep them compressed, although you can compress them using the zipper. We prefer to keep them open like that because we find they're a little more pliable. And these also double up once we arrive at the location. If we don't have a laundry bag, we can use these, empty them out and use them as laundry bags. So I've got two small packs, and then I've got my baseball cap, which I use pretty much everywhere. We do have a charger. This has come in really handy. Sorry, not a charger, an extension cord. Because in a lot of places, you don't necessarily have plugs close to where you want them to be. And this one's fantastic because the cord wraps up. It's not very heavy, and it does have two plugs. And then this plugs into our converter, and we can plug other devices into it. So we get lots of room. We can make a lot of room using this. I have a little pack with hair clips and hair accessories. And I also have a little case in here in which I carry some extra earrings. I don't carry a lot of jewelry when I travel. We both carry electric toothbrushes. So there's a charger for our electric toothbrushes. As Drum mentioned, an umbrella is really handy. Not only for rain. If you have traveled in South Asia and Southeast Asia, and it's extremely hot, you'll notice that people walk around with umbrellas there. And they've come in handy quite a few times. As we mentioned in all of our videos, we tend to stay in places with apartments where we have kitchens and we can cook. So we need bags to go grocery shopping. We picked these up when we were actually in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and they are fabulous. They're really good bags. They were really inexpensive. They fold down to nothing, as we show you here. And what's great about these is they actually double up. So we've used them as beach bags. We've used them for groceries. We've also used them when we've had to take laundry to the laundromat. So they double up, or we should say have multiple uses. So we absolutely love these. We have 2 of these. For some reason, I can't, 3 of these. I can't find the third one. So we have 2 for now. And let's review what's in each of my smaller packs first, and then I'll show you the rest. Drum doesn't know what I'm carrying, so it's our secret that we're revealing at the same time. So I have in this pack some bottoms. I have 2 joggers because I do like having some loungewear. We don't necessarily go out every single day when we're traveling, so it's nice to have some loungewear. I have 2 joggers. I have a sun shirt, and that goes over top of my bathing suit. I've only got 1 bathing suit. I was carrying multiple, but I didn't find that I needed them, so I'm only carrying 1 this time around. I have 2 pairs of shorts, and I also have my merino bottoms that we showed you, and I have 1 of the bottoms from Lululemon, and I absolutely love these. So these are great. So that's in my first little pouch. So what's in my next packing cube? Oh, lots of goodies. So in this one here, I've got a pair of shorts and a camisole that I use for pajamas because I like some variety in my pajamas. I've got 2 dresses. I have a top, just a nice blouse for if we're going out for a nice dinner. I do like having a lighter sweater, so I carry 1 light sweater. And I currently have 2 shirts, 2 button downs. One's a white one, it's quite versatile, and then I wanted to carry a second button down. This is for when we're in colder climates in Europe. And then I do absolutely love having an extra skirt as well for when we're going out for a nicer dinner. And this one's great because it doesn't wrinkle and it doesn't take up much room. So for ladies out there, if you don't have one, this is fabulous. It's a pleated skirt. So that's in my 2 little pouches. And what else do I have? Oh, I've got more pouches here. As I mentioned earlier, we do carry flip-flops, so when we're in warm weather and in beach areas. And these are extremely light. These are Tiva flip-flops, and they've been really good. And we do carry them in a pouch so they don't get onto our clothing and stuff, to keep them separated from clothing. And this is my pouch for my undergarments. So I have 3 pairs of socks, shorter socks, and I have 1 pair of longer socks, and I have enough underwear for 7 days, and I'm carrying some sports bra and a couple of regular bras in here. So that's all of my undergarments, and I quite like these pouches. These are zippered pouches, and I find they compress down quite a bit. And I like the fact that I can separate things out a bit more. So I use a combination of packing cubes in these. And then in here, I have some of my other tops. So I have 1 full set of pajamas with long bottoms. And I have 3 tank tops. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 t-shirts and a long sleeve merino wool t-shirt as well. So I can layer up if I'm cold. So that's all of my tops. And then I do like having scarves. So what I'm doing is I'm carrying 1 nicer scarf so I can dress up my jacket a little, especially when we were going through Europe. I use this quite a bit. And this is quite a large scarf because it also doubles up as a nice wrap. And then in here, we've got, as Dar mentioned, we have these fantastic travel towels. They dry very quickly. They double up as on the beach. They don't hold, like you can just dust them off and the sand comes right off them. So they've been really good for that. And then we have a hand towel that matches that. And I know we've both used this even at places, facilities. We've rented Airbnbs where we had access to gyms, and we were really lucky we had these on us. So they do come in handy. And then I've also got a sarong or a wrap that I can use as a wrap for the beach, but we can also use it as a throw when we're sitting at the beach or at a park. And I know we use this quite a bit in France when we were picnicking as well. So that comes in handy. And then I have one other pairs of shoes in here. Now we both wear running shoes or sneakers, whatever you want to call them, on travel days. Those are our heavier shoes. But I like having a pair of shoes to wear with my dresses and skirts. So I have a nice pair that I picked up when we were in Malaysia. And these are great because they slip on and they're not very heavy and they fit in nicely into my new backpack. So that's everything that I have in my main pack. And let's go to the backpack. So as Dharm mentioned, these day packs are great because they have a little pouch at the top. And in here, we've got cables both for our watch and our phone. And we've also got a plug with USB-C and a USB port. And the reason we keep this in our day pack is we do need it. We sometimes need to charge our devices on travel days. So we like to have this handy on us. And this works really well for us. Oh, and we should mention that this one is by Anchor, and it's a fast charger. And we've been using this for the last little while, and it works really well. And it charges our devices quickly. So in my day pack itself, I have my sling. Love this. It doubles up. Like, I don't carry a purse. This is pretty much all of what I carry. As Dharm said, you know, it's basically our main sling that we carry around when we're traveling. And when I'm not traveling on travel days, it goes into the day pack. And that one basically just has my wallet, a couple of small things in there, and my phone usually sits in there. Oh, I love this. This is really handy. I keep this in my day pack because this is a scarf, but it also doubles up as a blanket because I tend to get cold when I'm flying. I'm not sure about you. And this is fabulous. And not all of Airbnbs have blankets as well. So we've oftentimes ended up using this as a blanket at the Airbnb as well. So as we mentioned earlier, everything that we put in our bags, we've thought about it and intentionally, and it needs to have multiple purposes. I have my hairbrush here. This little pouch has my nail file, and it also has the electric toothbrush. And this is all I carry for products as far as my face creams and stuff are concerned. So I have a little bit of face cream, some eye cream, SPF, and then I've got a bit of essential oils for headaches and that. So that sits in this pouch. And this is it. These are all of my wet products. As Dharm mentioned, we did carry the other pouches that they claim are TSA approved, but we found that they just didn't work for us. They were too bulky. We don't need as much space as they take up in the suitcase. So we ended up switching to simple Ziploc bags like these. And we made sure they were zippered so they seal tight. And we've traveled for the last 2 years with these and we haven't had any issues. I've got a bit of Tylenol in there. And then, and what else do I have? Oh, one little pouch with a bit of makeup. Like, I have a bit of foundation that's a compact, a small eyeshadow, eyeliner, and I think I have a lipstick in there. And that's it. And then we have a small first aid kit in here. This sits in the day packs for when we're out. It has some Band-Aids and stuff in there in case we need it, in case of emergencies. And then the other thing that sits in my day pack would be our laptop. And then the last thing that I have in our day pack, my day pack, and Dharm has his in day pack, are these little pouches. And this is essentially everything I'm going to need for when I'm on the plane. I like having a pouch, or I should say we like having a pouch so we don't lose things. I've got cords that I need. I have my AirPods in here, my Kindle, a sleep mask, and a face mask. We still wear face masks when we're on the plane. What else do we have? Just a couple of cords that I might need on the plane. So that's basically all of what I'm carrying in my bag. And ironically, we weight both of our bags. So our day pack weighs 4.6 kilos and our main backpack weighs 8 kilos. And ironically, both Dharm and I have the exact same weight. It was just fluky how that turned out.
All right, so that is what's in both of our backpacks and our day packs. That's what we're going to hopefully be traveling the next little while with, and we'll test out and see how it goes. So couple of final tips that we might have for you.
Mm-hmm.
The first one would, of course, be don't overthink it. I overthink everything. So this is a big one for me. I'm trying not to overthink everything. And the key thing is you can buy as you go. So
Yeah.
if we're missing something, Kiran keeps telling me we should be able to find it on the road.
Yeah. And then you should also reassess your gear every few months just to see if, if there's something different that you needed to add on or switch out, or if you should even be carrying some of those things, which I think this is our third run of changing how we pack from when we first started. Choose also, we've mentioned it before, you should choose items that work in multiple settings, right? And we showed that to you as well from our packing.
Yeah, such as the clothing that we wear, hoodies that you can wear in warm and cool weather, pants that, of course, are versatile. You can wear them as casual, and if you need to go to something that's a bit more dressed up.
Yeah.
So just make sure you've got items that are more versatile in that aspect, and then you don't need as many items.
Yeah. And try to travel light because, frankly, and we know this from experience, you don't need half of what you tend to carry usually. And we've noticed that. I know I've got a lot less than what I carry, but I still feel I can probably go lighter. So I'm going to go out with what I have and then probably change further as we go along as well. And then the goal isn't to, it's for perfection. It's just keep it easy, keep it simple. So don't complicate things. We should mention, I think people would be curious that we don't have jackets. We do have jackets that we tend to carry, but they usually go with us on the plane. And we don't have any that we can show you right now because we're in the process of replacing our jackets. And our intent is to carry something light that's wind resistant and more like a rain jacket.
More of a rain jacket,
yeah. We've been doing some research. So if you guys have any suggestions on what works for you, feel free to add them to the comments. We'd be more than happy for the suggestions because we are looking for new gear, right? And we tend to layer up. So that's why we say keep it simple, keep it light. A lot of the clothing you carry can be used in multiple settings.
Okay. Packing for full tour travel is always evolving. And honestly, it's gotten easier, I guess, a little bit since we've been doing it longer, but there's so much still more for us to learn. We're not saying that we have a perfect setup. This is our third time changing it. We're probably going to have who knows how many more changes to our packing styles, but we'll definitely get through it. And everybody has to figure it out for themselves as well to some degree. We can give you tips and helps and stuff, but everybody has to see what works for them. Some people need more things, some people can go with less things. So it'll evolve over time, and you'll find out which bags and which bags don't work for you as well.
Yeah. So we're hoping that this video is going to give you some practical ideas for your own travel journey, whether you're packing for a month, a year, or just for any type of travel. We hope our tips will be helpful to you. And we also would love to hear from you. Please add to the comments if you've got any favorite packing hacks or any travel clothing brands that you absolutely love. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. And as we mentioned earlier, that we are trying out clothing from Unbound Merino. If you want to check out their products, do click on the link below. And if you found this video helpful or inspiring, as usual, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with our travel journey. And I guess until next time, let's travel together.